Hi guys, and welcome to this week's yoga tutorial, which is all about reducing sciatic pain. So I had a lovely lady reach out at the weekend asking if there was any specific poses that she could use for sciatica, and yes there is. So I'm going to give them to you today because I just thought, I know she won't be the only one who's suffering. So these are 5 poses that you can use if you are suffering from sciatica. It's an awful pain, it affects the largest, thickest nerve in the body, and it's all concentrated around the glute, the hip and the thigh. So these movements can be quite possibly overwhelming to begin with. So I would probably recommend that you look through the video first, see what the poses are like, see which one you want to try first, and really do respect your body and where it's at right now. I would suggest a couple of props for this week, so have yourself a cushion handy and also a yoga strap. Now if you've not got a proper yoga strap, you can use a dressing gown belt, that's absolutely fine. It really is just to make a pose more accessible, that's all. So don't think that using props is cheating, it's actually better for you if you need that. So one of the poses is standing, that's a standing forward fold. We're going to do a slight cross of the leg though, which is going to really get into that glute. That's going to ease up some of that tension that's there. The rest of the poses are on the mat. I'm saying on the mat, if you don't have a mat, I'm just working off the rug today. So don't worry if you don't have all the proper equipment, yeah? Just start where you are, use what you have, and hopefully start to feel a little bit better. So let's begin in our standing pose. So we're going to stand up nice and tall in mountain pose. We're going to pick up that right leg and you're going to take it all the way over the left. Now keep that knee bent. The stretch is going to happen in the straight leg, all right? Take a big breath in, reach up, breathe out, hinge. Now if you can rest your fingertips on the floor, great. If that's too intense, bring the hands onto the thigh of the bent leg. Relax the shoulders, let the head hang, and really breathe deeply into that huge stretch that's occurring on the straight leg. Now to come out, I'm going to take a big breath in and reach all the way up. You're going to bring the arms down and then you're going to straighten the legs. Now you can stay in this stretch for up to 8 breaths each side. You're the best judge though, if it feels like that's too long initially, just find that easy duration for now. So let's do it on the opposite side. We're picking up that left leg, taking it all the way over, keeping a bend in the knee. The stretch is happening on the straight leg. Big breath in, reach up, breathe out, hinge, hang. Rest the fingertips on the floor if you can, or bring them to the bent leg, no problem. Find the ease. You'll feel that stretch all the way up the outside of that straight leg. So when you're ready, big breath in, come all the way out. Breathe it out, bring the hands down, and then bring that leg back over. Nice. So we're going to bring ourselves down to the mat now. So bringing yourself down, you're going to bring the soles of the feet together and you're just going to let the knees splay out. Yeah. Now you can grab some cushions, use them underneath the thighs so you can pad this out as you need to. Try and keep the spine nice and tall. If there's more freedom in the legs and the back, then as you breathe out, you can slowly explore leaning forward into the pose. But if that really doesn't feel right or too intense, then back off, yeah? You still want to be able to breathe. So if breathing becomes an issue at any point, come out of the pose altogether or find an easier variation of it, okay? Now again, you can stay here for up to 8 breaths, that's no problem whatsoever. You can do this in bed. Maybe you've got up, had a little bit of a stretch, sip of coffee, and then do your leg stretches. If you are leaning forwards, take a big breath in to sit up nice and tall. You can give the legs a little bit of a stretch if you want. So the next one I'm going to show you is thread the needle, which is amazing, absolutely amazing for getting into sciatic pain. And also there's a little muscle that sits in the glute called the piriformis that can get really, really compressed, so this really does stretch it out. So I'm going to show you the usual version and I'm going to show you the modified version using your dressing gown belt or your yoga strap if you're posh. So lie down on your back. We're going to bend that right knee. We're going to rest the leg over on the left. Now if you can, reach through and pull behind the left thigh. Pull in. You'll feel that big stretch on the right thigh. If that's not possible, loop your belt underneath that left leg and use your belt to pull the leg in, okay? So this is where using props really pays off. So just pull that leg in. You can press forward gently on the right knee as well. Just find the ease in the effort. Flexing both feet will make the stretch more intense. Keeping the feet relaxed will make it more accessible. So release the stretch when you're ready. And then we'll do that on the other side. So left leg comes up, rest it. You can reach through the gap and then rest the head down. If there's any issue with getting that reach, then use your strap or your belt to pull in. Pressing forward gently on that left knee. Shoulders are relaxed, breath is easy. Definitely one that you can do in bed. And stay here for up to 8 breaths, okay? Release out of that side, release your belt. And throw it casually to one side. The next pose I'm going to show you is something called pigeon pose. Now, you may not be able to go straight in with this. It is an intense stretch. It is wonderful once you can get in it. It's amazing. If you're brand new to it, I would definitely get your cushion handy. Use that for a little bit of padding underneath the hip. So we're going to start in downward facing dog to transition into pigeon. So don't worry if you don't know the names. Downward facing dog is basically where we make the upside down V with our body, and we're going to transition into the stretch from there. So bring yourself to all fours, shoulder over wrist, hip over knee. We're going to tuck the toes under and then you're going to press back to downward facing dog. Now bring the feet together. You're going to inhale, stretch that right leg back. As you exhale, bend both knees and try and bring that right knee as close to the right wrist as you can get, and then you're going to stretch that left leg back behind you, okay? So already you're going to feel that big stretch in the right hip. Now this is where your cushion comes in, because you can pop that under your hip there and let your hip rest on it, okay? So if you need that modification, please do take it. For some of you, there'll be more room, so you may be able to explore coming down onto the forearm, yeah? The closer you are to the ground, the deeper the stretch is going to feel. So you're in control of that, okay? You can always move the cushion out if you feel like you want a deeper stretch. I'm going to show you 2 transitions here. So the first one, we're going to come straight back to an all fours position. So drag the back knee in slightly so that you can then bring yourself back to all fours. Yeah? Shoulder over wrist, hip over knee. We're going to tuck those back toes, lift, 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 downward facing dog. Now, inhale the left leg up. Exhale, bend the knees and try and get that left knee as close to the left wrist as you can. Extend the right leg back behind you. So this is where you may put your cushion under your left hip, okay? The closer you get to the ground, the harder that stretch is going to feel. Now, you won't have both sides equal, so my left side feels much more intense than the right. So I'm just going to stay here. I'm just going to stay present. I'm just going to let the stretch happen. And you can stay here for up to 8 breaths, remember. Not shallow, panting breaths, deep, nice breaths. So this time we can transition out back to downward facing dog. So you're going to tuck your toes under, you're going to lift both knees a fraction and then send that left leg back. And then bring it down. To finish, you're going to drop down to the knees, take the knees quite wide, and then you're going to sit back into child's pose. Really let this hip, this outer glute, just soften, okay? Now if you can't bring the head to the floor, bring the floor to you. So use your cushion again. Lie on that. And just breathe, you know? Just be easy. And you can stay here for as long as you like. So those are my top poses for getting into sciatic nerve pain. Try them out, see which ones are your favourites, see which ones feel good in your body, and slot that into your daily routine just to keep this area tension free. I really hope you enjoyed. Look out for more videos coming soon. Check out the ones that are already here, and I really hope you enjoy. I'll see you really soon. Take it easy. Bye.